Okay, so you know the scene, right? You're at a party, maybe a work thing, and there's that one person who's just on fire. They're warm, they're engaging, everyone's drawn to them. But then it's your turn. They look at you, and poof, the warmth is just gone, the smile gets tight, the conversation just dies on the vine, and you're left feeling like you're in a social freezer. Well, today we're going to decode that exact feeling and figure out what is really going on here. I mean, it is such a jarring experience, isn't it? One second, they're pure sunshine to literally everyone else in the room. The next, when they're talking to you, it's like an instant ice storm, and it's just for you. The conversation gets super short, their eyes are darting everywhere but at you. It's like hitting a social brick wall, and the difference is so stark, so specific, that you can't help but just stand there and think, why? And of course, what's the very first question that pops into your head? Is it just me? Instantly, your brain starts replaying everything, every conversation, every single email, trying to find that one thing you must have done to cause this sudden deep freeze. And man, that question, it can just completely take over. It sends you right down a spiral of self-blame. You start thinking, wait, what did I say? Was it that joke I made? Did I offend them somehow? You just absorb all of their hostility. And you start thinking, yeah, I've got to be the problem here. I mean, it makes sense, right? They're perfectly nice to everybody else. But here's the crucial turning point. This is where we flip the script. What if all that confusion you're feeling, what if it's not an accident at all? What if that feeling of self-doubt is exactly what they wanted you to feel? That whole off balance, what did I do wrong feeling? It's not a bug, it's the feature. It's the entire point of the interaction. So it's time to pull back the curtain. What you're experiencing, it's not just some random, awkward social moment. And this is the important part. It is not your fault. What this is, it's a deliberate, calculated social tactic. It actually has a name, and just learning what it's called is the very first step to taking your power back. Okay, here it is. The term is selective hostility, and it's exactly what it sounds like. It's a power move. Someone is being deliberately ice cold, but only to you, while they're being warm and friendly to everyone else. And they do it as a way to assert dominance. See, the warmth they show other people isn't separate from the coldness they show you. It's actually part of the weapon. That sharp contrast is what's designed to mess with your head, make you feel alone, and ultimately knock you off balance. Right. So that leads to the big question, doesn't it? Why? Why would someone go through all this trouble? I mean, what's the actual payoff here? It seems so exhausting, and honestly, it's just plain mean. But trust me, there is a very clear, very strategic motive behind all of it. And this quote, this really gets to the absolute heart of it. The goal isn't just to be a jerk. It's a deliberate attempt to make you feel excluded and small. By intentionally freezing you out of that warm social circle that they've created for everybody else, what they're really trying to do is shrink your confidence and make you feel insignificant. So how do they do it? Well, it follows a pretty simple 3-step playbook. Step 1, isolate you. Make it painfully obvious that you are the only one getting the cold shoulder. Step 2, create that self-doubt we talked about. Because while you're busy scrambling wondering what on earth you did wrong, they're already moving on to step 3, establish social dominance. Just like that, they've positioned themselves as the judge, the one who decides who's in and who's out. It's basically a quiet little power grab. Okay, so we've put a name to the tactic, we've exposed the real motive behind it. Now for the most important part. How do you deal with it? How do you fight back? Let's get into the antidote and how you can take your power back.
Now, this might sound a little counterintuitive because your first instinct is probably to either confront them, right? Or maybe even try harder to get them to like you. But the most powerful thing you can do is neither of those. The real power move is to simply recognize the game that's being played. The second you can see what they're doing and label it in your own mind, okay, this is selective hostility, the whole thing just loses its power over you. You stop being a confused player on the board and you become an observer who can see the whole game.
And this is the final and maybe the most crucial mind shift. You have to detach your own self-worth from their behavior. Once you really see the game for what it is, you get it. Their coldness isn't a report card on your value. It's not. It's a giant flashing sign pointing to their own insecurity and their own need for power. It literally says nothing about you, and it says everything about them. So I'll leave you with this.
Once you can see the strings they're trying to pull, once you truly understand that this was never about you, but all about their need to feel powerful, you're not their target anymore. You're just an audience member watching a kind of sad, predictable little show. And in that moment, when you get it, ask yourself, now that you can see the game, who really holds the power?